During World War II, amidst the chaos and destruction, there existed an unlikely alliance that transcended borders and bridged cultural gaps. It's the untold story of the Symphony of Peace. In the heart of Europe, in a war-torn city, there was a renowned orchestra led by a gifted conductor named Anna Petrova. The musicians of this orchestra came from various countries, representing both the Axis and Allied powers. Their common love for music united them, even as their countries fought bitterly on the battlefield. As the war raged on, the city faced constant bombardments, and the citizens lived in fear and uncertainty. Yet, despite the surrounding turmoil, the orchestra persisted, finding refuge in an old concert hall that miraculously survived the bombings. One fateful evening, as the musicians gathered for their usual rehearsal, they were joined by a group of weary soldiers from both sides who had stumbled upon the concert hall seeking shelter. At first, tension hung in the air, but Anna, the conductor, saw an opportunity to do something remarkable. With her violin in hand, Anna began to play a haunting melody, an ode to peace that resonated deeply with everyone present. Slowly, the musicians joined in, setting aside their differences to create a symphony of harmony amidst the discord of war. The soldiers, both enemies on the battlefield, found solace in the music, and their guards came down, realizing their shared humanity. Word spread about the Symphony of Peace, and soon civilians and soldiers alike would flock to the concert hall, seeking respite from the horrors of war. The power of music transcended language and ideology, evoking emotions that connected people on a profound level. As the orchestra played on, the warring factions seemed to pause their hostilities, at least within the confines of the concert hall. For a brief moment in time, the war seemed distant, and a fragile peace settled over the hearts of those who had experienced the music's enchantment. However, not everyone appreciated the impact of the Symphony of Peace. Hardliners from both sides considered it subversive and a threat to the war effort, but Anna and her orchestra were determined to continue their performances, believing in the transformative power of their music. As the war escalated, the concert hall faced the imminent threat of destruction. The Axis forces planned to use the space for strategic purposes, which meant an end to the Symphony of Peace. Anna and her musicians were faced with a heartbreaking decision: abandon their sanctuary or risk their lives to preserve it. Undeterred, they chose to stay, refusing to let the war crush the symbol of hope they had created. In a daring act of defiance, they organized a final performance, knowing it could be their last. Civilians, soldiers, and even some high-ranking officers attended, moved by the orchestra's unwavering commitment to peace. The concert began with an emotionally charged piece that resonated through the concert hall like a prayer for an end to the war. As the last note faded, the air was thick with anticipation and uncertainty. But then, something extraordinary happened. The soldiers on both sides rose in unison, putting down their weapons and embracing one another. Moved by the power of music and the common humanity it awakened, the soldiers declared an impromptu truce right there, in the presence of the Symphony of Peace. For a fleeting moment, the war stood still, and a fragile peace enveloped the city. The impact of that night rippled far beyond the city's limits. The soldiers who experienced the Symphony of Peace returned to their units with newfound hope for a better world. Inspired by the transformative power of music, many of them sought ways to end the war through peaceful means. Though the war eventually ended, the Symphony of Peace lived on as a reminder of the potential for harmony, even in the darkest of times. Anna Petrova and her orchestra became symbols of hope, their story a testament to the enduring power of music to bridge divides and foster peace, even in the most unlikely of circumstances.